This is your spook in Seattle, aka Windfall. Who am I? I am an operations officer with the CIA, of course. Anyway, recently I got wind from Mossad that essentially the fucking demon motherfucking terrorists are going to launch missiles at Israel on the end of Passover. This is the thing they said. Anyway, but they're going to put a small nuke on one of those missiles, which will cause a great and terrible conflagration, the end of the world, as we know it. Because Israel has promised anybody nuke them, they'll nuke so many fucking motherfuckers that there'll be no nukes left. Anyway, that's what they said. And additionally, does my hair look bad? Oh my god, look, my hair's all fucked up. Anyway, I've been told by another source, which I will not reveal, but it's from one in the Soviet establishment, or former Soviet establishment, with the KGB, one of the quote-unquote icebreaker group. Anyway, they said, this is what they said. They said the terrorists, the demon monkeys, as I call them sometimes, or the Dairy Queens, aka the faggots, have decided that they would like to use North Korea as an instrument. And North Korea has decided, yeah, you know, they got all these underground cities in North Korea. So they're gonna launch a feint, that is a military operation designed to throw off the South Koreans. That'll rush troops and armored vehicles and units toward the border with the South. And then what happens, in the midst of this turmoil, when South Korea is ratcheting up, calling in the reserves, South Korea is going to do something totally unexpected. You know what that is? They have pre-positioned a short-range missile tipped with a small nuke in, can you believe this? In the Caribbean! In the Caribbean. Anyway, then what's going to happen? During the turmoil, they're going to do two things. They're going to launch a 3-stage rocket, woo, into the atmosphere, headed for the west coast, probably toward Vancouver, Canada. Anyway, then, at the same exact time, they're going to launch a short-range missile tipped with a real small nuke, but a real nuke, toward the east coast, toward Fort Bragg. Boom! An attack on the United States is an act of war! But who did it? This comes from the Caribbean. But, seeing that South Korea launched this 3-stage rocket toward, of all places, Vancouver, British Columbia, they're suspecting that at that very moment there is a fairly sizable nuke headed for Vancouver, which of course would be an act of war against Canada and also the United States, because we're allies. Anyway, so we have the North rushing troops toward the South, which causes the South to ratchet up and rush toward the border, firing guns. Anyway, howitzers, long guns, 203mm cannons. Anyway, then of course we have to figure out is, can we stop that missile headed from the Caribbean, some small island encumbered, toward the east coast of the United States? Fuck no! That nuke will explode. It's a small nuke, but it is real. According to information I've received recently, it's probably about 1 kiloton, which is kind of smallish. Not too small, but kind of smallish. Anyway, so when this happens, assuming we can't intercept it with some kind of spooky fucking system that we already have in place, ABM-wise, that nuke will explode. An electromagnetic pulse will ensue, and we will be at war. And the apocalypse begins. Armageddon in Israel, in the United States, every fucking place. All begins this weekend. Stay tuned. I bring you news from the front, right here. And the reason I know this is because my horse told me. Also, somebody with the KGB, former KGB. Anyway, and John, you son of a bitch, listen to me. If you have to wake up the goddamn president, I'm assuming he's not asleep, wake him up! If he's fucking somebody, stop him from fucking somebody and wake him up! Get him up! Say, President, they're gonna nuke somebody. We gotta do something. Who told you? You know who. Your favorite spook in Seattle. Love, love, shoot, shoot, bang, bang.